Hey there, Mr. Reddit here. Welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parent Stories. Our first story we'll be reading today, entitled Mom Takes the Keys to My Nissan R32 GTR because her baby likes it and damages it. After that, entitled parent forces her son on his birthday to do a painting just like her, then ruins it and makes him start over. After that, entitled mom goes to a wedding. And after that, accidentally burned down my neighbor's fence and she tries to milk me for $10,000. Now Karen told me she's gonna take your car unless you smash that like button, so please do so. And if you're new, subscribe and turn on notifications for new stories from Reddit every single day.
And if you'd like Karen to record a custom message for you, visit Mr. Reddit on Fiverr, link below.
Entitled Mom thinks I'm 16 and takes the keys of my Nissan R32 GTR because her baby likes it and damages it. This happened a month ago before I discovered that r/Entitled Parents exists. I am 21 and clearly old enough to drive a car. I've been a car guy since childhood, playing Need for Speed and GTA during my childhood. I had recently bought an imported Nissan Skyline R32 GTR from Japan and imported it to the US. The story goes that I went to my college and was returning with my girlfriend, and we stopped by McDonald's to grab a bite. I finished my meal and head to pay the bill when I see that my car was being raided by a kid. I asked my girlfriend to pay the bill and go to the kid. We've got entitled mom, we've got the police officer, we've got girlfriend, and we've got entitled kid. Me. Excuse me, but can you stop trying to sit and stand on the hood of my car? Entitled kid. I am sorry, can I play with it? No, you can't. I'm sorry. So, can you start it up and show me? Fine. As many kids of their age like cars, I said okay. I proceeded to get in. When boom! Entitled kid pulls me back and jumps in my car, closing the door and locking it. Hey kiddo, get out of my car! He refuses, so I pull him out by unlocking the door with my keys. But when I pull him out, a lady comes storming and yelling towards me while my girlfriend comes out from McDonald's. Entitled mom.
Hey, what are you doing to my baby?
Are you his mother?
Yes, I am. And why were you trying to pull my baby out of the car?
Girlfriend. What happened? Me. This kiddo got in my car and wasn't getting out. My girlfriend is hot-headed and just yells at the entitled kid. Girlfriend. What the heck, you little piece of crap? Stop it and get out. Entitled mom explodes.
Hey, watch your language in front of my baby.
Me. You should stop and teach your kids some manners to not get in other people's cars.
It's not your car, so what's the big deal?
Actually, it is mine. I show her the keys, which has the iconic Nissan logo. She was surprised, and entitled kid says, Mom, this guy won't let me drive his car.
What? Why are you not letting my baby play with your car?
Me. He's probably like 12, so I can't allow him to drive.
Shut up. You are also 16, and you are too young to drive.
I have kind of a baby face, so many people think that I'm a teen. Girlfriend.
He's not 16, he's 21.
Entitled mom.
You shut up. You're too old to be dating him.
Girlfriend. What? Entitled mom.
If you give this car to me, I will let you two go without telling the police, and I will give you my car.
She points to a messed up Nissan Altima with its headlights missing. Me. What? No way will I trade you my car for that piece of junk. In fact, if you give me an expensive car, still, I would have refused.
What's the difference? It's still a vehicle with 4 wheels.
My car was $24,000, and all the modding and wraps was $13,000, making a total of $37,000, while her car was $15,000. I don't know the price, just assuming by the looks.
I am a single mother. Can't I enjoy life?
I don't care, but I won't give you my car. While we were arguing, entitled kid was hovering over my car, and while doing so, he slipped and bumped his baseball bat on my door, and it left a huge dent and scratched my Mikasa wrap. Me. What the heck? You little jerk. How dare you ruin my car?
Hey, stop yelling at my baby, you jerk.
Me. Clara, let's go. I'm done with this. When I was about to leave, Entitled Mom grabbed my keys and was about to pull me out when my girlfriend grabbed her hand and twisted it behind her back.
Ah, help! She is assaulting me.
Just when this was happening, police officer came, assuming that someone must have called the police hearing the argument. Police officer: Ma'am, is everything all right here?
No, he's trying to steal my car, and his girlfriend is assaulting me.
Ma'am, I request you to please hand over the keys and stop holding her. Girlfriend lets her go, and Entitled Mom stares at me with Entitled Kid beside her. Me: No, sir. I am the owner of this car, and she was trying to steal it from me.
He is clearly lying. See, he is not old enough, and this girl is dating him.
Girlfriend: Shut up. Police officer: Ma'am, please calm down. Sir, can you please show me your license? Surely, sir. I hand over my license. Ma'am, this clearly states that he's 21.
No, it must be a fake one. He doesn't look like he's 21. Also, he tried to steal my car, and when I resisted, his girlfriend assaulted me. See, I also have its keys.
Me: No, sir. It was self-defense, as Entitled Kid snatched my keys and was forcing me out. Show me your papers, sir. I show him my papers, which had my name on it, which he read aloud.
No, they must have made a fake one, as he has been following me for days to plan out the theft.
I will check it through the database. He proceeded to go when Entitled Mom tried to stop him, making excuses, but he still goes. These are 100% legit, and the car is registered to his name in my database.
No, your database is wrong. Now just do your darn job and arrest these two.
We further show him the footage through my anti-theft cams on my car. This clearly shows your so-called baby sitting in his car and you stealing the keys. Police officer handcuffs her and she pushes him, but he still restrains her, taking her to his squad car. He asks me if I want to press charges, to which I give him a straight yes, as her baby damaged my car. I don't know what happened to Entitled Mom, but Entitled Kid isn't going to be getting his mother back. I'm going to court next week with my girlfriend to give our statement. We'll give a follow-up story with what happens to Entitled Mom and Entitled Kid later. Next we've got Entitled Parent forces her son on his birthday to do a painting just like her, then ruins it and makes him start over. Backstory: For my 12th birthday, I went to an art place to paint the Cheshire Cat from Alice in Wonderland. This place usually serves alcohol during sessions, but there is a family-friendly room in the back with lessons for people under 21. Bonus points for whoever can guess the place. Hint, it's in California. Now we meet the cast. We've got Karen, we've got the sad kid, we've got my mom, we've got me, we've got random people 1 and 2, and the instructor. I walk into the place and the receptionist takes us to the family room where the session was. The entire session is family-friendly, no split classes here. I pick a canvas and sit down next to my mom because she was painting too. The canvas had a light sketch of the Cheshire Cat on it already. I wait a few minutes because we got there early, and in walks Karen and Sad Kid. I forgot how old he was, probably 8 to 10. Sad Kid is pretty happy right now, but sadly folks, that will change in about 3 hours. They both take the canvases across from us and sit down. A few more minutes pass and everyone is here, about 12 people, and the class starts. The instructor tells us all the basic things about the paint, but another thing you need to remember is that the black paint is irreversible. That is also important. Instructor told us to paint the background first and try to keep the inside of the sketch clear of paint until later for the best results. So I start to paint the background. It was red on the bottom, fading to a yellow on the top. Karen, though, starts to paint the cat first. Sad Kid starts to paint the background as instructed, but Karen decided that,
You are my son, and you have to do the same thing as me.
She made him put his paintbrush down and take a timeout. Who in their right mind? I mean, come on. Instructor heard Karen yelling at him and came over. The conversation came as followed. Instructor: Is everything okay over here?
Yes, everything is fine. He just isn't listening to me, that's all.
Me, trying to mind my own business, but kind of looking at them. Karen gives me a dirty look.
What are you looking at? Mind your own business.
Me, I had and still do have social issues and can't deal with stuff like this. I'm sorry, ma'am. Instructor tells Karen, Please calm down. There is no right or wrong in painting. Everyone does things differently. Hands Sad Kid his paintbrush. Sad Kid: Thank you. Karen takes paintbrush again.
No, he's in timeout until he can learn to listen to me.
Instructor, I'm sorry, but if you carry on like this, ma'am, you're going to have to leave. You're disturbing the other painters.
Fine.
Probably thinking about how she paid for this lesson, slides paintbrush to sad kid. About an hour passes and some people have finished their background. Karen has finished her cat now too. Instructor tells us what to do for the cat for the best results. Paint color first, then do black outline. Keeps you from messing up right away with the black. We start to do that, and sad kid has picked a perfect color scheme. It goes amazing with the background. Important later, trust me. Karen, on the other hand, chose clashing colors. I'm not saying anything is wrong with that. She might just like it like that. But it's not something you would want to hang up in a house. Karen is huffing and is being very open to her being jealous of her son's skills. Another half hour goes by, and almost everybody is done with their coloring. Instructor tells us how to do the black outline. We have to be very precise about it. Sad kid starts doing it, but then Karen can't take it anymore. She dips her paintbrush in black paint, yells out, and starts scribbling all over his hours worth of hard work, ruining it. Everyone was in shock. Instructor comes over and loses her crap. Karen does the same, and random people 1 and 2 have to break it up because they started to full-on scream. Then Karen had the actual nerve to hug her son and say,
I'm so sorry she is being this nasty on your birthday. The audacity.
Okay, I'm not even done. Sad kid yells out, "No! You're the one ruining my birthday!" Everyone goes quiet. It seriously felt like something out of a drama movie. Sad kid bursts into tears. Instructor takes his canvas and gives him one of the spares. I am so glad they had some. And she sat next to him the entire rest of the class and helped him finish. Oh my gosh, I was just a bystander with only a little interaction, but that experience was awful. Sad kid, if you somehow are reading this, I wish you the best. And Karen, if you are somehow reading this, forget you. Next we've got Entitled Mom Goes to a Wedding. This was a few years back now at my friend's wedding. I was one of her bridesmaids. The other bridesmaid was a girl, about 4, who was the daughter of a family friend. Cast. We've got Entitled Mom, the family friend. We've got Entitled Kid 1, the daughter and the other bridesmaid. We've got Entitled Kid 2, the son, about 5 or 6. We've got friend, and we've got my boyfriend, now husband. The first time I met Entitled Mom was on Friends Hindu. We had organized for us to go to a certain chocolatey attraction in the UK, followed up by a pole dancing class. Entitled Mom wanted to bring Entitled Kid 1 with her. I thought this was weird, seeing as it was an adult Hindu, but Entitled Mom said friend would be pleased to see Entitled Kid 1. I ran it past friend's mom, who knew the family, and it was agreed Entitled Kid 1 could come, but would have to leave before our class, because, that would be inappropriate. This meant having to rearrange the coach to pretty much take us back to our pickup point post-chocolate to drop Entitled Kid 1 off and waste almost an hour in the process. It was annoying, but friend's mom thought it was fine, so I went with what she thought, seeing as Entitled Mom was their friend, not mine. Anyway, onwards to friend's wedding day. The bridal party are all getting ready in friend's hotel room. Entitled Mom had both of her entitled kids with her. They aren't too bratty at this point, just being kids fed up watching adults getting hair and makeup done. Entitled Mom kept sending them over to me to keep them occupied while she chats to friend. Again, annoying, but not a major problem. Anyway, the evening comes around and it starts to go downhill. Friend didn't have a seating plan, so boyfriend and I chose to sit at a table with my parents, whom friend had also invited. I haven't really had much chance to interact with them because of bridesmaids' duties, and I'm quite tired by this point, so it was nice to take the opportunity to relax and unwind. Oh, how wrong I was. This is an entitled parent story. Cue Entitled Mom and her husband deciding to come share the table with us. Both kids are bored while waiting for food and the DJ. Entitled Mom and her husband are more interested in getting drunk, so again, they keep sending the kids back to me. I'm tired and just want to rest for a bit before the dancing starts, but these kids keep dragging me up to play every time I try to take a break. Boyfriend gets up with me to try to help me out. Eventually, we get fed up of playing with these kids that neither of us really knows, so we go stand in the smoking area. Neither me nor boyfriend are smokers, but it was the only way to stop the kids from following us. When we feel we've had enough relief, we head back in. In our absence, the kids had been at the sweet trolley like it was going out of fashion, and the sugar rush hit hard. They were transformed into some unholy combination of a banshee and a Duracell bunny. They no longer talked, they screeched. Back to them dragging me and boyfriend out of our seats to play. Except now it was like playing with hyper lion cubs. They were wild. I kept looking back to the table with pleading eyes, but entitled mom was busy burying her face in our wine glass. My parents are also uncomfortable, but none of us want to make a scene at friend's wedding. Boyfriend and I didn't get many chances to dance together, so we are trying to enjoy ourselves on the dance floor. These little horrors keep dragging us apart. They were now uncontrollable. Both of them are messing with my dress. This dress was quite revealing, and due to an error with the dressmaker, was a bit too big, so I had to use body tape to hold it in place. With Entitled Kid 1 yanking on the front, it hurt. I later had blisters, which I can assure you is not pleasant. Boyfriend tries to fend off the horde in an effort to save my dignity. They then round on him and try to pull his trousers down. Remember, Entitled Mom is literally feet away, well aware of what's going on, but does nothing except order more booze. I'm still desperately trying to keep the fuss down so it doesn't spoil friend's day. Boyfriend and I head back to the table in the last desperate hope that Entitled Mom or her husband might finally control their animals. The final straw came when Entitled Kid 2 had worked himself into such a frenzy that he tries to pull my hair and hit me across the face. My dad is normally a quiet man, but he had well and truly had enough of this circus and simply put his hand across my face and boomed, "That's enough." I know it's a social faux pas to tell someone else's kids off, but by this point we were all sick of it. The kids go wide-eyed and scuttle behind Entitled Mom. Entitled Mom shot us a filthy glare, summoned her husband, and brewed and promptly left. I also noticed Entitled Mom had written in friend's guest book. Normally people put down congratulations to the new couple, wish them happiness, etc. Nope, Entitled Mom had to make it about them and had written a thank you to friend for making Entitled Kid 1's big day special. Sure. I later found out from friend that Entitled Mom had bitterly complained to her about us, to which friend said, "She was my bridesmaid, not your free babysitter. What did you expect?" There's a lot of people commenting that we should have said something sooner, / not been doormats. Admittedly, we probably did let it go on for far too long. We were a bit naive back then, and under a different setting, we probably wouldn't have let it escalate to that point. We were very conscious of not ruining friend's day. She had spoken quite highly of this family, and said repeatedly how cute we were together as bridesmaids, so I really didn't want to cause drama for her, which was what happened when Entitled Mom complained about us afterwards. How dare we tell off her angels? We ruined their night. They were so embarrassed that they couldn't stay, etc. I didn't worry though, because friend has my back. She's a good friend. Edit 2. Some of the comments are asking why I allowed them to pull up my clothes and hit me. I can't remember for sure, but I think when we got up to dance, we were told the kids were done playing and now they had to sit with Entitled Mom or something to that effect. Probably nowhere near firmly enough. We were then ignoring them so as not to reward them for more attention. When they grabbed at me, it was all very sudden and caught me off guard because I really wasn't expecting it. So we walked away. Same thing with the hitting. I was ignoring Entitled Kid 2, so I didn't see what he was about to do. Next we've got, accidentally burned down my neighbor's fence and she tries to milk me for $10,000. So it's been about 4 years since this happened. I was about 18 at the time, working for a security company. There were constant call-offs and no-shows. Have no idea why. But being so young and naive, I was constantly working 16-hour shifts and not coming home until 8 a.m. Also, I lived with my father at the time. The time frame of this was around the 4th of July. I finally had a day off, and my best friend was back in town for vacation. We decided to get together and chip in on some good old American fireworks. To be fair, I have had nothing but bad experiences with fireworks, so I had no idea how this would be any different. We got home with the fireworks and we laid them all out on the floor. Sparklers, bottle rockets, cakes, and Roman candles. I say, why don't we mess around with some sparklers since it's still not dark yet? Great idea. We go into my backyard where it hasn't rained in well over 2 months and it is extremely dry. You see the problem here? One of the little sparkies from mine and my friend's sparkler made contact with the ground and made 2 small fires that quickly spread to a large area. I ran as fast as I could to grab the garden hose and quickly started spraying down the fire. It was no use. It was spreading faster than I could spray it. I handed my friend the hose and called 911. What felt like hours was only 4 minutes, and the fire was spreading to the neighbor's fence. The neighbor came outside, and they were fairly calm to grab their hose and spray down the fence, along with the dead grass in her yard. The fire department shows up finally, and I tell my friend, "Only one of us needs to get in trouble. You should leave." He was reluctant to leave because he felt equally responsible, but I convinced him. I didn't want him to get in trouble and have to drop out of college. My neighbor was super chill about the entire situation at first. I told her that we could talk about replacing the fence and get some quotes to repair it. She was just grateful that everyone was okay. About 2 hours after the fire, the arson/fire investigator came to question me about the fire. I told him the truth. I said I was in the backyard by myself, playing with fireworks, and accidentally lit the ground on fire. I had gotten off that day without being hit by any charges and was commended for being honest. Here is where it goes downhill very fast. About a week later, I get a knock on the door from the neighbor. I opened the door and she handed me 2 pieces of paper for me to look at. There was a quote for the fence valued at around $4,000 and an estimate for lawn care valued around $6,000. These were really shady and just typed out on a Microsoft Word document, no logo or company name. She then adds,
I will also be having you pay my water bill for 3 months because the new yard will need lots of water.
Now the fence this woman had before was raggedy and falling apart. Her yard? Dead grass, weeds everywhere, never mowed it. Now looking at this paper, she wants a mahogany fence and a brand new backyard with flowers and trimmed hedges? I said, I need to get an estimate myself. This doesn't feel right. She says,
Remember, you agreed to replace my fence, and a real man keeps promises.
I shut the door and called my dad to tell him about what had just happened, and he flipped out and told me, Son, don't you give that jerk a single dime. He gives me the number to his handyman and tells me to take care of it. The next day, I had the guy come out for an estimate, and the neighbor ran outside, flailing her arms.
I did not give you permission to get an estimate on my fence.
Technically, it separates the property line, so it's both of our fences. She calls the cops on me for having a contractor, and they ultimately can't do a single thing because I'm on my property. He quickly finishes the estimate off at $1,200. I also knew a guy who did lawn care from my time working at the grocery store. He estimated the lawn reseeding while she was away from the house to be about $800. After I get these estimates, I give copies to the woman, and she is having none of it.
I don't know these people. I don't want them near my house. They're probably horrible contractors.
I said, No, I know them personally. They're really nice people and do great work. She shut the door in my face, and I went on my way. I ended up working a 16-hour shift that night and got home at 8 a.m., and this woman comes knocking on my door at 9 a.m. and demanded I speak to her. I explained, I would really love to do this, but I just got home, and I have to be back at work in less than 5 hours. I need to sleep. She goes,
What kind of lazy jerk sleeps in at 2 p.m.?
At this point, I had about lost it, and I told her, You can either accept my $2,000 for my quotes or kiss my butt and get nothing. She stood there for a while with her mouth gaped open, but she accepted my offer and planned to meet down at the notary the next morning. I spent that night after I got off work writing a contract and gathering the $2,000 in cash. The next morning I wake up and grab this contract to meet down at the notary. I was thrilled to finally be done with this broad and never speak to her again. I waited for her for over 3 hours and she didn't show up. I get a call from her saying,
I'm sorry, the $2,000 isn't enough. I'm having my guys start work on this project and you will be paying me full price.
Oh, really? After that, I did not say a single word to her, and I watched for a few months as these guys turned her backyard into an oasis, complete with a small pond, brand new sod and flowers, the whole 9 yards. Come to find out, she had plans to remodel things for a long time and was just waiting for the opportunity to go through with it. Also in this time, she used her remodel funds to go on a trip to Hawaii. You know how I found out about this? She was bragging about it on the neighborhood Facebook group and didn't know I was in it. I have a different Facebook name than my real name. Are you ready for the revenge? Now, 4 months after the fire and all the remodels, I get served papers to go to court for $10,300. At 18 years old, I'm having to hire a lawyer to work my case. When we finally do get into court, I lay everything out. The quotes, being harassed multiple times, not showing up after agreeing to a deal, not wanting me to get my own quotes, required by law by the way, and her bragging about screwing me out of money, and I have proof of all of this. The judge looked at her and said, "Ma'am, with all due respect, you're out of your mind. Not only did this young man tell you the truth of what happened, he offered to pay you more than he was supposed to. Your lawn was already dead before the fire occurred, therefore he's only responsible for the fence of $1,200. I will also deduct from this his lawyer fees, $800. So I burned this woman's fence down, and all I'm having to give her is $400? Cool." She took a huge financial loss from this. Not sure how much the Hawaii trip cost her, but she was in serious debt. She ended up having to sell the house because of it and move into a smaller house. Haven't heard anything from her since.
And shoutouts to our Re-Generals of the day, KCS Sniper Boy. Now that's what I call Rees. Chissy Spider, Oof Man, Mikasa, and Purple Flame. Become tomorrow's Re-Generals by leaving as many Rees as you can in the comments below.